Right now, the sun holds our entire solar system together, gives Earth light, heat, and almost all the energy life depends on. But imagine that in a single instant, the sun completely disappeared. Would Earth freeze immediately? Would we fly out of orbit? Surprisingly, for the first 8 minutes and 20 seconds, we wouldn't even know it was gone. Imagine that right now, the sun simply disappears. No explosion, no supernova. It's just gone. You might expect Earth to fall into darkness immediately, but something strange would happen. For the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, everything would appear completely normal. The sky would remain blue. The sun would still appear above us. Earth would continue moving along its orbit. That's because the sunlight reaching us right now didn't leave the sun this instant. It began its journey more than 8 minutes ago. For a brief moment, we would be living in a solar system whose sun no longer exists, without knowing anything had changed. The reason is simple. Information cannot travel instantly across space. Light moves at approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. But Earth is about 150 million kilometers from the sun. That enormous distance creates a delay. When you look at the sun, you're actually seeing it as it existed about 8 minutes ago. If it disappeared right now, the final photons would already be traveling toward Earth. Until they arrived, there would be absolutely no visual warning. Humanity would continue normally, completely unaware that the center of our solar system had vanished. But sunlight isn't the only thing we're waiting for. There's also gravity. According to Einstein's general theory of relativity, changes in gravity propagate at the speed of light. So Earth wouldn't immediately react to the sun's disappearance either. For those same 8 minutes and 20 seconds, our planet would continue following its normal orbit. Nothing would suddenly pull us away. Nothing would feel different. Then, the change in the sun's gravitational influence would finally reach us. And at almost the same moment that darkness arrived, Earth's journey through space would fundamentally change. Then, the final sunlight reaches Earth. The sun disappears from our sky. Daylight collapses into darkness. In nearly the same moment, Earth is no longer bound to the sun's orbit. But the planet wouldn't suddenly stop. It would continue moving at roughly 30 kilometers per second, following a path tangent to its former orbit. The moon would remain gravitationally bound to Earth. But together, Earth and moon would begin drifting through interstellar space. For humanity, the first sign of disaster wouldn't be an explosion. It would simply be without sunlight, Earth would immediately begin losing its main source of heat. But the planet wouldn't freeze instantly. The atmosphere, oceans, and land would continue releasing energy they had already absorbed. During the first hours, temperatures would begin falling. Photosynthesis would stop almost immediately. Plants could survive for some time using stored energy, but the global food chain would already be in danger. Cities would still have electricity. Human civilization would still function. But outside, the temperature would continue dropping, and there would be no sunrise coming tomorrow. Within days, Earth would become dramatically colder. After roughly a week, the average surface temperature could fall to around -18 degrees Celsius. Lakes would begin freezing. Ice would spread across the surface of the oceans. But the oceans wouldn't freeze solid. Ice floating on the surface would act as insulation, slowing the loss of heat from the enormous amount of liquid water beneath it. Deep below the surface, Earth would still contain another source of energy, heat from the planet itself. And that heat would become increasingly important for anything hoping to survive. After 1 year, Earth would barely resemble the world we know. Average surface temperatures could fall to around -70 degrees Celsius. Most surface ecosystems would collapse. Plants would be gone. Agriculture would be impossible. Eventually, Parts of the atmosphere itself could begin freezing as temperatures continued falling. But deep underground, conditions would be very different. Earth's radioactive interior would continue producing heat. The sun may have disappeared, but our planet would not become completely thermally dead. And that creates one possible refuge. Humanity wouldn't necessarily disappear immediately. Survival would depend on energy. Underground facilities could provide insulation from the extreme cold. Nuclear power could produce electricity and heat. Geothermal energy could tap into Earth's interior. Food could potentially be grown indoors, using artificial lighting and controlled environments. But supporting billions of people would be extraordinarily difficult. Civilization would have to transform completely. The surface would become increasingly hostile, while the safest places on Earth might lie beneath our feet. For the survivors, the planet above would no longer be home. It would be a frozen world, wandering through the darkness. Earth wouldn't be the only world affected. Without the sun's gravity, every planet would leave its orbit. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. All of them would continue through space along new trajectories. The solar system as we know it would cease to exist. Some moons would remain bound to their planets. Others could eventually be disturbed or lost. The worlds that once traveled together around one star would slowly separate. Our cosmic neighborhood would become a collection of wandering planets, moving independently through the Milky Way. Earth would now become something astronomers already believe exists throughout the galaxy. A rogue planet. A world traveling through space without orbiting a star. Earth would continue moving through the Milky Way, carrying the moon with it. There would be no seasons, no sunrise, no year defined by an orbit around the sun. Only a frozen planet moving through an ocean of stars. And unless Earth passed unusually close to another star, this journey could continue for billions of years. But even on this frozen Earth, life might not disappear completely. Deep beneath the oceans, geothermal energy would continue escaping from Earth's interior. Around hydrothermal vents, microorganisms already survive without sunlight. They depend on chemical energy instead. If similar ecosystems survived beneath kilometers of ice, life could continue long after the surface became uninhabitable. Earth would appear dead from space, but beneath the frozen oceans, small pockets of life might survive in darkness. Fortunately, the sun cannot simply disappear. Our scenario breaks the normal laws of physics. But the thought experiment reveals something extraordinary. Nearly everything on Earth depends on one star, 150 million kilometers away. Its gravity keeps our planet in orbit. Its energy powers almost every ecosystem. And its light shapes the world we've always known. If the sun vanished, we wouldn't notice for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Then, our familiar world would begin to disappear with it. Earth would survive. Perhaps some life would survive too. But our bright blue planet would become a frozen wanderer among the stars.